Hi, I'm Tim Whitmire with First Integrity Mortgage, and I'm here today with Jeremy Colton with Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more. So first of all, welcome, Jeremy, and thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Tim. This looks like fun.
Absolutely. We're definitely going to have fun. So I guess my first question is Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more. Tell me about that.
Yeah. Well, what really sets us apart is our direct-to-garment printer allows us to have no minimums, no setup fees, no artwork fees. It's all digital. And we do 24-hour turnaround on in-stock items. And so it's great we're right near Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville, and students are famous for forgetting to put their orders in. And they're like, oh my God, can I have it in a week? You can have it tomorrow. So it's a good thing. Yeah.
So you say students, but I would imagine like volunteers at nonprofits might be famous for forgetting or making last minute orders as well.
Yeah. Well, true.
I would imagine, maybe not.
Yeah.
So you talk a lot about just like printing, and I think that is maybe a key to how you're able to have such a fast turnaround.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah. Well, it's called a direct-to-garment printer, and the technology is basically the same as your inkjet printer that you would have on your printer, your regular inkjet printer. Has the same limitations. Picture putting a piece of black paper in your inkjet printer, and you're not going to see anything. So we do have, for black shirts, we have other decorating techniques that we use, but when you can go with the direct-to-garment, it's full color, photographic quality, basically same as you'd see in a magazine.
Nice. And so you obviously do T-shirts. It's in the name. But what else do you do? Like maybe jackets and so on?
Yeah, we do. About 83% of what we do is T-shirts. The next most common thing after that is hoodies. Do a lot of hoodies. It's interesting. We do a few sweatshirts, but most people want the hooded. Zipper or the pullover is a little less expensive, a little easier to print as well. So we do a lot of hoodies. And then we do polos. We are Under Armour licensed. So we've done some, actually for one of your competitors, we did an office full of high-end Under Armour for the employees. So
nice.
Yeah.
So you could do Under Armour or other brands that the client provides. But then,
yeah, we can do that as well. But we are specifically Under Armour licensed, so we can buy the Under Armour at wholesale. If we want to do Nike, we're not really getting much of a discount, so the price is going to be relatively higher. Yeah.
Understood. So do you stock items? Because I'm imagining if you have that same day turnaround, you must have.
Yeah. Same day turnaround only applies to in stock. And so what we do is we only have T-shirts, and we only have the unisex cut, because we used to stock women's, but whatever we had, it wasn't what they wanted. You know, it could be a deep V-neck, a shallow V-neck, a scoop neck, a boyfriend. I mean, there's just so many different styles. But the warehouse is in Chicago. It takes a week at most. So that's part of our overall business plan is not to keep a lot of inventory. And the way we keep inventory is it's all out and visible. So if you say, I need 5 mint green shirts, you look on the shelf and say, "Oop, we only have 4 of them,"
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: who's your ideal customer? Who do you find yourself serving? Who takes advantage? Who has a need for your service?
Yeah, well, I'd say the biggest volume at a decent margin are people that are reselling them for one purpose or another.
Okay.
My largest customer right now is a band, and we're doing the band swag for them. We do a lot of schools. Schools are very competitive, so the margin isn't great on the schools. We also do work for screen printers, and that's great. The margin is very low, but there's very little work in it because they're in the industry. They know what they're doing. They've done all the selling. They've done all the artwork, and we just throw it on the printer and let it rip. More and more of our business is moving online. So we do online stores, and we're getting one every day. Just putting 2 live right away, one for Kiwanis Club, and then there's a church group. Both of those are B&I connections, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're doing websites for organizations, so they the employees can just directly.
Yes, that's one of the ways it goes. They're also used as fundraisers. They're used for spiritware, so the school doesn't have to invest in getting together all their orders for the spiritware, and the parents just go online, they order them, we print them up, and everybody's happy. Yeah.
Awesome. I would imagine it would likely, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but maybe work in a similar way for sports teams, maybe like baseball teams or clubs.
Up to a degree. So let me give you an example. For the Edwardsville, so we have a real good relationship with Edwardsville High School. We know the teachers and coaches. And so for Edwardsville High School football, we do their practice uniforms, which are basically T-shirts with their tiger on it. Now, the full uniform that they play in a game, there are companies that specialize in that.
Sure.
And so they get the specialized pants, and then they also give them the balls and the helmet. So we don't get into that. We each have our own niche there.
Nice. And so you mentioned you're located in Edwardsville, Illinois.
Yeah.
But what area do you service?
Well, we service this end of Madison County, Illinois, but I just found there was a real need in St. Louis. That people aren't doing the fast turnaround. There is at least one other direct-to-garment shop, but they can't necessarily handle everything. St. Louis just isn't really that far. I personally live in Granite City, Illinois, which the original name was 6 Mile because it's 6 miles from St. Louis.
Sure.
So I actually go to meetings in St. Louis that are less of a drive for me than a meeting in Edwardsville would be because of where I live. So I think we're offering a service, and of course, I plan to make some money here too.
Absolutely. and I can relate to the location. I personally live in Columbia, Illinois.
Yeah.
I do a whole lot of business in St. Louis, in Missouri. And actually, the majority of my business is in St. Louis, in Missouri.
Yeah.
So I understand how that works. So you mentioned your printing process is almost like a home printer. And then you mentioned, a black shirt maybe is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah. So there's we've had various techniques that we've been able to use. We can cut vinyl, and that still falls under the 24-hour. I just bought a printed vinyl machine, so
Nice.
that also we can usually do 24-hour. But there's a really nice product that's called direct-to-film. It's been around in Asia for about 10 years, and it was so popular that they wouldn't export the machines until about a year ago. They couldn't make them fast enough. And that allows for a nice full color on a black shirt or a royal or a navy blue. And it's very flexible. We can put it on hats. We can put it on bags. So it's also lower temperature. Everything we do ends up being sealed with a heat press. But the direct-to-film is at a lower temperature, which means fabrics that might burn, we can do because it's the lower temperature. So that's very exciting to us. It's a very exciting new product.
Nice. I mean, it sounds very unique. And I can see there being a need for that.
In fact, that's what I'm wearing.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So, and it looks good.
Yeah.
And I know in our networking organization that we're both a part of, a member had a jacket
Yeah.
with the printing.
Right.
It looked fantastic.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Well, Doctor, oh, am I allowed to say? Maybe I
Sure.
should say.
Dr. Chris DeGear is a
Dr.
fantastic
DeGear, yeah.
chiropractor.
Yeah. Yeah. And health coach. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So if someone is interested in your service or your product, what's the best way for them to reach you or to inquire?
Yeah. Well, honestly, if possible, we encourage people to come into the store.
Okay.
Because they can sit with a designer. There's no cost. There's no obligation. If somebody say, make it a little bigger, make it a little smaller, show me a different font. Now, I understand if somebody lives in St. Louis, it's not necessarily practical for them to come to a store in Edwardsville, Illinois. So the next best is most people email and then follow up with a phone call. They either ask us to call them or they call in and they say, can you put this picture on my shirt? And we explain what the options are. If somebody's not in a big hurry, because I'm in St. Louis all the time, I'm happy to deliver on any Wednesday.
Nice. Okay.
Or any other day. I'm already in St. Louis. And for, a larger order, if somebody needs 50 shirts or, one gal ordered 700 shirts, I'm happy to deliver them.
Very good. Very good. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate your time today. And, he does have a great product. He's very friendly, very personable. And just the fact you're talking about no setup fees, there's designers, quick turnaround, really everything you can ask for. Yeah. So again, thank you for joining us today. And if you would like to get in contact with Jeremy, I'll definitely have his contact information posted. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Tim. Appreciate the opportunity.